Thanks for joining us at Right On Replicas, where we bring you the greatest scale model kit reviews on the planet. This review covers the 1995 release of the Tamiya Toyota Supra car sponsored by Castrol and Toms. This was an all-new tooling in 1995, but it's still available as a new product that you can buy online. It's kit number 24163. It's a 124 scale kit, and there's no skill level recommended, but I would suggest it for intermediate builders, mainly because of the extensive decal sheet. You get close to 80 parts molded in white, clear, and chrome, and rubber tires. There's screen and vinyl tubes, and the kit is a curbside because it doesn't have an exposed motor. There's a full chassis and detailed suspension, and the interior is complete and fully detailed. The body has all the markings in waterslide decals, and it's a one-piece unit. Overall, construction is straightforward, and the fit and finish is good. The Tamiya instructions include direct callouts to the paint colors for Tamiya brand paint. Now, the overall dimensions when finished are 7.5 inches long, 3 1/16 inches wide, and 2 1/4 inches tall. Here are the kit's contents, and some people would call this an open box review. And they'd pick up every part and try to find some words to talk about them, but that won't help you get the kit built, will it? So, here's my open box review in 10 seconds or less. Here are the decals for this kit, and as you can see, the color is great and the registry is good. I recommend that you use some of the decal setting solutions that are available on the market to help them settle into contours and stick to the body of your model. Also, we'll be using Model Master's liquid cement for most of the construction, but occasionally we'll use some super glue for strength and some white glue for clear parts glue. Also, please use the manufacturer's suggestions regarding safety guidelines when using any of the products you see mentioned here. The kit starts with the front suspension and the motor transmission. Paint the transmission aluminum with steel exhaust, and the upper A-frame is black, and the lower A-frames are black with a white frame. The brakes and the spindles are painted the custom mixes that are noted in the instructions, and assemble the brakes with the spindles and the axle pin locks. Then install the lower suspension into the motor and add the upper suspension with the spindles in place. Paint the tie rod and the sway bar black with aluminum, and the shocks are painted with the custom color noted in the instructions and red. Then paint the chassis pan as noted in the instructions. Now install the sway bar, the tie rod, and suspension in the chassis with the shocks. Cut the screen to fit the grill opening and paint the radiator aluminum and the rectangle on the skid plate black. Now assemble the grill front and the radiator and install that into the chassis front. Paint the rear A-arms black. The brakes, spindles, and shocks get painted with the noted custom colors from the instructions, and assemble the brakes with the axle pin locks and spindles. Then add the shocks ends to the spindles and the suspension in place with the A-arms. The rear axle is painted aluminum with the frame and the sway bar black. The drive shaft is yellow. Install the suspension and the brakes and add the axle into place. Paint the fuel cell black as well. Moving to the wheels, please note that the front and the rear tires are different sizes. The decals for the tires work in reverse. You rinse the tire and clean it, and then you cut the decal and place it on the tire decal side down. Soak the decals and slightly press the decal until it releases from the paper. These are called transfers. Now let the decals dry in place on the tire. You can give the tire a worn track look by pressing and rolling the tread on a sheet of fine sandpaper, and then paint the inner part of the rim white and add the decals. Slide the rims into the tires. Now we'll be moving to install the wheels onto the suspension points. So First, let's install the smaller set onto the front brakes and then press them firmly into place. They should snap into position. And then using the larger wheels and tires, do the same thing for the rear tires. And once you have done that, you'll be at the point of having a rolling chassis on which we can build the rest of the model. With the drive shaft painted yellow, the exhaust are the custom colors, and the vent black, add the exhaust pipe by installing the pipe and the tip and the drive shaft. There's a small vent to install there as well. Now we'll start the interior, and the filters are aluminum with black ducts, and the console and shifter is black with aluminum trim. The small canisters are black and the larger ones aluminum and black. Now install the console, canisters, and the ducts. The seat is black and the fuel cell is black too. The pedals are black, aluminum, and gray, and the roll cage is white. The floor panel is aluminum and the tank is red. Now apply all the decals as noted in the interior portions and install the fuel cell, roll cage parts, tank, and seat, and the shifter, and the floor panel and the pedals are installed then too. The door panels are black. The dash is black with details in red and silver with decals, and the wheel is black and aluminum with an aluminum column. The mirror is gray with silver, and the control box on the roll bar is aluminum and the radio is black. The roll cage is white also. Assemble and install the roll cage and add the mirror, install the door panels and assemble the wheel, the column, and the dash and add that to the cage. Now collect all the parts for the body and assemble the body at this time. It can be painted as a whole unit and installed. Wet sand the body and look for any blemishes at this time. There's some light parting lines that you'll have to pay attention to. Then rinse and prepare the body for primer. Use a good quality primer and coat the inside and outside of the body. Once cured, check for blemishes and again wet sand with fine sandpaper and rinse for the final paint. Now you can paint the body with bright white paint as this is replication of a specific race car. Well, now we'll add the decals, and it takes time. I would do the stripes first, and then once cured and dried, add the sponsors and then the body decaling and finishing. Once again, use some of that setting solution to help the longer pieces go into place and stick to the body. Now paint the taillights transparent orange, transparent red, transparent and clear. And then the center panel of it is black with aluminum trim. The front lights are transparent orange. And on the glass, the frosted area of the windows on the side are black. Then install the glass parts with some white glue or clear heart cement. Add the mesh to the grille sides and the rear panel into the rear spot. Insert the chassis into the body. The red arrow first, then the yellow second, and the blue last. No glue is needed there. Now install the headlights and the lenses. The pull hook is red and installed in the slot on the bumper. The wiper is black and installed there. Add the rear glass at this time and the rear tail light lenses, and the pull hook there is red and installed on the slot in the bumper too. The spoilers are black and they're mounted under the bumper on each side of the fuel cell. The only unused parts we had left are the stock mirrors and some leftover screen. Well, there you have it. Many Toyota kits are curbside kits, but they can still be challenging and look great when they're done. This chassis is quite detailed, and in fact it's more intricate than most Revell and AMT kits. That alone makes up for lack of a motor to some people. The interior is sparse but well depicted, as a race car would be. The decals add a lot of the details in there. And the body was straight and true and looked great. The fit of the decals on the curves was perfect. Even though laying over contours, they fit just right and they didn't tear. Overall, the fit and finish was great, and the quality very high. Once finished, it's a solid kit, and it's a good quality brand, but their subjects are different than most of the US brands. Well, there you have it. We hope you liked this premium quality scale model kit review, and so that you don't miss any more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.